right, welcome back to another phenomenal episode. We're actually recording these back to back with the Hickman podcast because we are busy. Today we were joined by the man, the myth, the legend, Josh Zirlott, Jay-Z Pumps from Eagle Power. He's a great guy. We had a great podcast, really easy time to talk to him, and overall a phenomenal episode, and I hope you enjoy it. Welcome to Podium Talk. Welcome back to the Podium Talk podcast. Today we have the most anticipated episode of this whole series. We have the man, the myth, the legend, the guy from Fit. He does everything. The Darth Vader of Trueborn, Josh Zirlott. How we doing today, Josh?
That was hard, man. I'm doing good. Doing pretty good.
Sure. Introduce yourself for the listeners, even though we all know who you are. We all know.
True. Josh Zirlott, Jay-Z Pumps on Instagram. I go to Georgia Southern. I'm 19, so I'm a sophomore. Marketing major. Currently failing all my classes, but I got Cnats in a week, so we'll lock in after that.
Yes, sir.
But been powerlifting about 2 or 3 years now. Been with Avery for about a year and a half, and then came up playing sports, mainly baseball, but that had to stop once I got to college.
You're also Podium Talk's biggest fan, I would say.
I'm also Podium Talk's #1 biggest fan. I watch it at least 3 times a day. So it makes me a little bit mad when you guys don't post videos.
That's on me. That's on me. My bad. My bad. Let's do a lift recap. Tell me how you been this week.
Again.
Again.
Okay. Yeah, man. I mean, it's been fine. It's boring work, man. RP started off the block, RP 4 or 5, working up to 6, getting to 7s now. So this week we're finally touching relatively decently heavy-ish weight. But yeah, man, we're just gonna keep on going. What about you, Eli Parker?
We're feeling good. We're feeling healthy. It's probably the first prep I've done that I haven't had an injury in. So that's a W. We're gonna go into it, hopefully PRing on openers, maybe even second attempts, but it's gonna be a good meet. We'll see how we go. Zerla, how you been feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good now. All my primaries are done. I haven't gotten injured this whole prep, which is really good considering I always have a lot of groin and hamstring issues. But it's been good. The peak week started off pretty bad. The fatigue is definitely setting in. But I took some more conservative numbers, or it's supposed to be more conservative this week for last 2 days, and it worked out pretty good. I think the taper is going to hit nice.
I feel that for sure, for sure. And before we dive into too much powerlifting stuff, let's start at the beginning. Where you went to high school and what you did sport-wise at that high school.
All right, so I'm from Cumming, Georgia, and I went to North Forsyth. In high school, I played baseball all 4 years, varsity for 3 years. I was pretty good at that, nothing crazy, just a little bit too short to play in college. But I started lifting around the summer between sophomore and junior year, just with my friends. I started at Planet Fitness, and then my friends invited me to one of their gyms. So I went there, and he had already been training like a power lifter, so to say. So I just started strength training pretty much the whole time I've been in the gym. And I'm happy about that because it's led to good things.
I got you. And in that high school baseball and other stuff, was there strength training generically in that, or was it mostly on the field stuff?
Yeah, we did have starting my sophomore year, we had a team weights class, and that was pretty cool. We got a new weight room around that time. Everything was really nice. But the workouts were explosive, kind of football player, because it was coached by a football strength coach. But stuff like that. But once I started getting more serious into lifting and powerlifting, I was pretty much the strongest one in there, even though I was one of the smaller ones. So
Yeah.
the coach knew I powerlifted and everything, so he just let me do like whatever I wanted. So I would do like sometimes my compounds in there, or I would just skip all the workouts. I'd be like, yeah, I got a heavy squat at the gym tonight, so
Yeah, I got
gonna
you.
chill.
And
That's
then how long have you been specifically powerlift training or training compounds for weight?
I I've been squat, bench, deadlifting since I stepped in an actual gym. I would say like I took probably like 6 months off deadlifting just because I was horrible at it and it just wasn't fun. But yeah, I've always enjoyed squatting and benching. You know,
Hmm.
deadlifting has been cool too. I was just like really bad at it. But
I got you.
I've been on a program since last November.
Okay. And then how long have you been taking it seriously? Like, was it the switch to actually being on a program for you to take it serious? Like, hey, I'm doing this for kind of a sport aspect, less than a, go in and train aspect. Was it the program that did that?
Yeah, I would say it was the program that really made it serious. But I mean, going to Southern and then joining Eagle Power, that showed me like people that actually have competed before, like Tony. And then I was like, I've always like I liked powerlifting. I wasn't really tapped into it, but I trained like a powerlifter. And then
Mhm.
I had no idea that people like actually there was so many meets going on. And then I got introduced to it and I did the mock meet and then got with Avery and then went to States and it was history from there.
I got you. And how long has it been since you got with Avery and went to States? Has it been about 2 years?
One and a
A
half
little,
years.
one and a
Yeah.
half? I got you. I got you. And how have you been? Like, what was noticeable about the switch from your training in the gym to hopping on program, mock meet, states, and powerlifting specifically to go to a meet?
Well, I was never bad enough to go like max out every week or anything like that. But I didn't have like RPE based training or anything like that. So it was kind of just spotty. So I couldn't make like consistent progress. It was just like sometimes I was blowing up and then other times I would just be like
Hmm.
doing random stuff. But yeah, getting on program definitely helped a lot with my growth and like specific training for stuff. Cause I would only bench like once or twice a week, I think. So that
Hmm.
really hurt me. And then it was just like it was a pretty weird like split I had going on.
I got you. I got you. And then what kind of, now that you're in it, taking it seriously, you're in it to be, y'all are laughing at each other right now, smiling.
I think Tony just threw up.
Tony's weird like that. But yeah, now that you're in it seriously, kind of taking it seriously, you've been to Nats, you've been on the big stage, you're highly up there in terms of total of your weight class. What are some controllable variables that you force on yourself, whether it's diet, nutrition, water, sleep, stretching, rehab, prehab, time constraint stuff, any of that?
Uh, I drink a gallon of water every day.
Nice.
My mom got me this for Christmas.
Congratulations.
I eat decently good. When I'm at college, I eat a lot better than when I'm at home
Hmm.
because my family is not very active anymore. So they don't buy a lot of proteins. It's a lot of carbs. But when I'm at college, I buy my own groceries. The only thing I can afford is just protein and rice. So
I
that's pretty
got
much
you.
what I eat. So the food's good. Um, Sleep, I would like to track it more. I try to do a good job, but uh, I just sleep schedule's horrible. I usually go to sleep around 2,
Hmm.
but my classes aren't till around 9 or 10 most days, so it's okay. And then my rehab and stretching has definitely gotten better this prep, just because I didn't want to like miss out on times to be squatting and deadlifting because of my groin. So like I've been doing this new like stretching program. It takes a while, but uh everything's been good on squat and deadlift. So I'm happy about that. But that's pretty much all I do. I don't do anything crazy. I don't track calories or anything like that.
Valid, valid. If it works, it works, So your last meet was Nats, correct?
Yes.
So let's talk a little bit about that national stage at your second meet, right?
Yeah, I'm corny.
Okay. Yeah. So like, how do you feel about that going to Nats so early and easily? And how do you feel about your performance on that day?
Um, you know, going to Nats was really cool. I didn't really like know it was that big of a deal when I signed up, just because I mean I easily had the QT. I was like, oh, it must be pretty easy. Like it's just gonna be like a bigger meet, nothing
Hmm.
crazy. But then I guess I like started seeing posts from like last year's Nats to like Cnats that year, and I was like, oh, like this is pretty serious. So I started taking it serious, and then going to Nats was honestly pretty. It would have been pretty nerve wracking, but luckily, I mean, a lot of y'all were there, like Tony, and then the Nakama guys, and then
Okay, bro.
luckily I had Jackson Evans there in the warm up room with me because I was competing against him, so that made it a lot better, I think. And my performance on the day. Oh, actually, I was rooming with Evan Hawk, and his pro tip was, he's got a couple American records on the bench press. So I was like, this guy knows what he's talking about, which I'm sure he does. I just messed up. Pro tip: after weigh-ins, rehydrate, like get your food in with like a smoothie or something, because it's just easier on the stomach. I'm looking for the smoothie with the most carbs or anything like that. Jackson grabs like a naked smoothie, something chill he's had before. I grab a huge thing of like pomegranate juice, and I'm pretty sure it was expired too. I weigh in, everything's fine. Like I make weight easily. I'm just gonna get food in. I start with drinking a couple Pedialytes, and then I open that up. I'm like, damn. I mean, I thought I liked pomegranate juice a little bit, but it tasted like sour. But I was like maybe it just tastes like that. I drink like half of it, and my stomach is it's dropped. And so I run to the bathroom. You know, I'm shitting for like
Okay.
every 5 minutes. I'm going in and out of the bathroom, and it started off solid, and then
Okay,
it didn't
bro. Okay.
it
Okay.
did not
Okay.
end solid, and I had some stomach issues to say the least. Uh, you know, every between every attempt, I actually ran to the bathroom, took my knee sleeves off, ran to the bathroom, did what I had to do. Luckily, it was a pretty big flight, but the stomach was definitely not in a good place then. But still pulled out a really good squat, all time PR by like 20 pounds, 27 pounds, something like that. That was pretty cool. Um,
Crazy.
and state record. And then bench. It was pretty good. I tied my PR that I hit in training like the week before, which was, I mean, on my second attempt, I was happy with that. I just made too big of a jump for the third. I think it was 5 keys. The second didn't look hard, but it was just, I think I was just gassed. So it like barely left my chest, 336. And then I wasn't really that mad about that because I don't even think I would have got a 2 keys more because it was not close. And then deadlift, uh, I hit 534 my second attempt. And I think we loaded 556 my third. And I didn't know, like, they didn't let us record. They didn't let Avery record from the back. So I like seeing my lifts right after because then
Hmm.
like, sometimes it feels different than it looks. And if I would have saw that deadlift, the second attempt, I would have been like 2 keys, 5 keys at most. It was like a 10 or 12 key jump or something
Hmm.
like that. And I did a little, I pulled it. I started falling backwards, and then back spotter wasn't there, so I did a little backwards roll. So that was pretty cool. Um,
Nice.
I somehow dumped the bar over my head on deadlift. I've never seen that before. But yeah, I was pretty disappointed on that one, just because I mean I had done 540 in training, and that was like 2 or 3 blocks before. So I feel like I don't know. I just did not feel good on deadlifts at all, and I know I can deadlift more. I know I could have deadlifted more. Just not a good day at all. Lost my balance, but deadlifts are coming around now, so we'll be good next time.
I got you for sure. And that performance, even though you weren't totally happy with it, it made you like what, the number 175 at your age in the state?
Yeah, number 175 in Georgia, state record total. I got fifth for Team 375s in the country. That was pretty cool. I mean, all the four guys that beat me are like insane. They're all 82s now though. So sorry, Will, Easton, and Jackson. Not my problem anymore.
For sure, for
But
sure, for sure.
I think I did pretty good, I guess. And I'm only getting better now. So this is Cnats will be my last Team 3 meet. So I gotta make some noise in this one.
Yeah, I got you. And then going from a national meet to a national meet, it's going to be a different perspective than we've had on the podcast before. Typically, we've had, one or two local meets now going to this CNAT stage. So in your head, what is that mindset as far as production of the meet from actual raw nats going to CNATs in Georgia, not too far from where you are? Like, what are you expecting to be? Like, most people are like, oh, this is going to be way better than what I've seen last time. But for you, it's going to be like, it could be better, could be the same.
Yeah. I mean, I've been to a lot of local meets. I've handled people, I've helped, I've been back there. But I've never competed in a local meet because I did state, which is one of like probably like the
Yeah.
biggest local meet if you say.
Yeah.
But so that warm up room was really nice. I mean, it wasn't the best, but I mean, it was a lot better than all of the local meets I've been to. And then going straight to Nats, I mean, it was the best warm up room you can get. And then so I'm expecting it to be around the same. I mean, I don't know the venue that it's in, so I don't know what the rooms look like or anything. But I'm expecting about the same. If it's a little bit worse, it won't really matter to me. If it's a little bit better, that'll be cool too. And it's gonna be weird with like strictly just college kids though. That's gonna be pretty cool. I think.
I got you.
Yeah.
And then outside of your lifts and performance, what are you looking forward to the most out of, warm up room, the environment, the crowd, maybe the place, maybe being around only college kids, but what is like the most intriguing thing to you going into this meet outside of lifting weight?
Mm, I would say the crowd is always cool. It just makes it seem that much more serious. And then probably all the college kids, because no old heads there except for Chris and Tony
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and Avery, of course.
Yeah.
Obviously. But yeah, it'll be cool. Hopefully I can, get a few fans there. Hopefully they can glaze me a little bit. That's what I'm
Mhm.
hoping for the most, just to get
That's all
by
he
the
cares
college
about
kids.
is the attention for sure.
It is.
Yeah. And then kind of post Nats and then throughout, your year and a half competing, you've made a lot of connections in the space of powerlifting. A lot of those connections will be competing at the same meet as you, a day before or even after. Who are you most excited to see and watch perform?
Do I have to say my girlfriend?
You have to say your girlfriend first, and then you can go on to the real answer.
No, I am excited to see Jules. I think that's going to be pretty cool. The Georgia matchup's like pretty good for the 60 kg girls, which is like not something you see often. But a lot of girls competing for the 60 kgs. But other than that, I don't really care about anyone else. I'm just kidding. 82s, I train with Will every day. Easton, I train with him every day over summer and winter. And then Jackson train with him every day too at
Mm,
Trueborn. And then Jacob, I train with him sometimes. Sometimes he blows me off though.
yeah.
But no, that'll be fun. And then who else do I want to see? Obviously, everyone in Eagle Power. I want to see Chidera and Grayson. That head to head. A little bit of beef with Tony. Um,
Oof. Oof.
yeah. And I want to see Hunter. And Anderson
Wow.
pulled 800 pounds
Dude,
somehow.
Anderson's going crazy right now. What a man.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he's actually making crazy progress. That's impressive. And then I want to see Tony's girlfriend compete. You guys may know her as his client, but it's actually
Okay,
like,
bro. You're insanely. That's true. Okay, bro. Okay, bro. Anyways, you don't want to see any 110s competing? I can't believe,
no.
bro. Okay,
It's fine. That's
Yeah,
fine.
I actually wanted to see the Eli versus Bryce Hale, but
Well,
I guess Bryce Hale's just afraid of that work.
he is, man. I talked to him in the gym today, and he got scared to approach me. Actually, and like he didn't want to be near
Yeah,
me.
bro.
It was
he can
sketchy.
put you.
I don't know what his deal is.
Yeah, bro. His brother is way cooler than him
Yeah, for sure. He's
and
him.
hotter.
Uh, yeah. Okay. Moving on.
And can't do
Move on.
cardio, Chris.
And
Cardio
can't make the
Chris. That's
Yeah,
the
I
goat
actually
right
really
there.
excited for him. He had a great week this week.
4 for
Um,
4,
he's
just like
fucking back.
Wendy's.
He's bleeping back. Um,
You can say what
yeah,
you want.
Tanner and Zay, whatever you load, it's not enough.
Ooh, good
He
stuff.
told
Good
me to
stuff.
say it.
Did he know? And then kind of moving on. What are your expectations for yourself? Going into this meet, you got to have a performance. You got battles to win. What you don't have to share lifts. I know we don't need to like explode a game plan here, but what kind of performance do you see yourself having? Obviously, you want 9 for 9. You want the day of your life, but kind of where do you see yourself?
So I'm expecting a 4 for 9 day, no PRs.
Yep.
Um,
All right, dickhead, quit playing around. Come on.
just kidding. Basically my only plan is to out dot Tony. So for that to happen, my goal since Raw Nats in it has basically been 670 at Cnats,
Yep.
and training's been going pretty good. I feel like that's a pretty realistic, but also, I mean, like courageous goal. Like it's not gonna be easy, but it's not gonna be impossible. So I think 670 is still the number that I want, which
I
would
got you.
be, I think the most likely scenario would be mid fives, mid threes, high fives on deadlift.
Nice.
Yes.
And then kind of looking at you got opposition, you got 4 guys in the state. It's probably not even that it's close. It's probably one of the closer battles because I mean, 82s you got 3, 110s you got one guy clear ahead. You got Hunter with the 120s. You got 90s got a battle of 2, but you got 4 guys that are decently in the same space. How do you feel about kind of having that opposition so tight?
It's actually pretty fun because other than Jackson Evans, no one else has ever really been in Georgia as a 75 like that I've been competing against as a team three. This one's collegiate, obviously. So see all the college kids. It's fun to have ops. I'm a very competitive person, so I'm
Hmm.
definitely not going to shy away from that. And we'll see. I'm friends with most of them. Sequoia and I'm cool with them. Uh, Ian, he's no, I'm just kidding. Ivan, he's really strong. I'm excited to see what he can do. Hopefully, I just do a little bit better. But I mean, I wish the best for him. I hope we both go 9 for 9, and I beat them. I hope they all go 9 for 9.
Very solid, very solid.
Yeah.
And then outside of the state, kind of, I don't know how many people, I'm sure you know how many people are 75s competing. Where do you see yourself ranking in all that?
Uh, um, it's gonna be hard because the QTs. I think the QTs above me. So there's 84 75s. It's the biggest. That's just raw too. Like that's the biggest weight class out of all of them. Um, top 10 would be like I think like it would be crazy, but it is doable depending on what other people do. I think there's like 4 guys with QTs that are like if they didn't progress at all or even got worse, they would still be untouchable.
Mhm.
But I think there's like 12 or like 13 QTs above mine, and or something like that. It's below 20. I know that. So I
Yeah,
just got to catch a couple people. So top 15, realistically, top 10. That's the main goal.
I got you. And then as far as just what do you expect to leave Cnats with outside of lifting? Like, what are your dreams to do? Like interactions with people you've never met, people you meet to it could be to explode on the scene and get known by more people to gain a following, to be known as him after you win, 75 in the state. But what do you want to leave CNATS with as an accolade or accomplishment?
Yeah, I like to meet some people. Get more people to know me. Follow
Hmm.
the account. I make really good videos, way better than Tony's.
Yeah.
Because he likes to do like the whole weekly total. But my videos do pretty good on Instagram. If I get more like actual people that follow me, like to actually power lift, that'd be cool. Get some new friends, maybe some more ops for the next following years, just to
Yeah,
watch for. Yeah, basically just meet more people in the sport, get more people to know me, stuff like that.
I got you. I
So
got you.
I got a question, Eli.
You do it. You do that.
I can ask one now. Okay. So I kind of want to backtrack a little bit because I feel like we talked about your previous meets, but we skipped like a pretty, I feel like, important moment, right? So let's go back to November, back to the Intercollegiate Cup, I believe it was called.
So,
Um,
yeah, something like that.
we talked about your ops or whatever. Like everybody that you just mentioned was competing there. So what was it like for you kind of just sitting there watching, and what do you think, how do you feel now that you have an opportunity to kind of join into that battle? Because yeah, Ji was there, Sequoia was there, and then of course Ivan was there. So, and we saw what happened there with Ivan. Ivan actually did take that state record back from you that you were talking about. Okay. But is this, you know is there anything, I don't know, any thoughts, just okay, any thoughts watching that meet now, getting a chance to reclaim that title?
Corny. Um, it was pretty cool just because I knew a lot of people that meet.
Hmm.
Got to see all three of my ops, do a little scouting. I wrote notes down, wrote their weaknesses down. So I'll probably you
Exploit
know,
them. Yeah.
yeah, I'll probably exploit those weaknesses. But it was pretty good. They all had pretty good meets, I would say. I watched Ivan deadlift that right in my face, right in my face. He looked over at me right when he hit it, fucking blew me a kiss, winked at me, and then he walked into the back room, picked up my girl, and swung her around. So that was
Okay.
pretty crazy. Just kidding, but nah, that was a crazy deadlift. He definitely fought for that one. So that was right in my face. But I'm not really too worried about it because he beat me my two keys at a local meet, and I was at my first nationals, and I went 7 for 9 2 months before that meet. So I think it'll be a good competition to see what those guys can do. But I mean, I think I'm still the one to catch in the 75 class.
Yes,
I
sir.
feel you. And
Okay.
then we had Sequoia on, we talked about it, and he mentioned that they were all talking about you in the warm-up room at that meet, saying like, yeah, he's the one to beat. He's the guy in the state that they were all looking at for that meet. How does that make you feel knowing that you are on a level above people where they're looking up at you, and now you get to reclaim that and have people look up at you again and chase you instead of you chasing somebody else?
Yeah, I mean, it feels good to know that I'm respected a little bit, even if they don't like me. But I don't really care about that. Yeah, it feels really good. Hopefully, I can put up a few of the doubters and the haters up north that think I have no chance at all.
Up
for some
north.
reason, which is pretty crazy to me. But
What?
yeah, hopefully after Cnats, it'll be a different story, or it'll go back to that same story.
For sure. Back to normal. And then you got anything else, Tony, before I move on from CNATs?
I mean, not particularly. You already asked about what he was excited for and
Yeah,
everything like that. So
I
yeah, let's
got
move
you.
on.
So leaving CNATs, you just had a performance of a lifetime, whatever. Where do you see yourself going next? Either next meets, federations, the plan, whatever it be.
So, I'm just gonna stay USAPL. I don't think there's any reason for me to go PA anytime soon. If everyone switches over, maybe I'll start switching over. But I think for a couple more years, USAPL will be more competitive, at least for my like age and stuff like that.
Mhm.
And the goal is pretty much just I don't know what meet I'm gonna do after CNETs because Ronats is full, obviously. Probably have to run up Trueborn Knockout. But pretty much the next goal is just CNATs next year, and then year after that, I'll probably say USAPL for at least till I'm out of college. That's what I'd have to guess.
Valid, valid. And then we kind of mentioned you have a lot of friends in the space. You're at a lot of local meets. You're involved in the sport a lot. What would you like to, or what do you like in the sport? And then what do you not like and you would want to see change in powerlifting?
Um,
Locally specific
mm,
in Georgia.
mm, I like, everyone's pretty supportive to most people, I would say. So that's pretty cool. No one's like really, I haven't met that many people that are just like rude. That's for probably Easton, but he's mostly joking, I think. But everyone's really cool. It's easy to make friends. You're at the gym, they're doing something, they ask for a spot, you ask for a spot, and then you guys are just cool, like forever then, I guess. So
Mhm.
that's pretty cool and interesting. But what I don't like is I don't like when people get mad. Like I've been at a lot of gyms where people just get mad at like teenage kids in the gym, like just having fun and being loud. It's a gym, it's a public gym. It's gonna be loud, like as long as we're not like in your face, like
Mhm.
disrespecting you or something like that. I don't think people should get mad. I've heard a couple of people complaining about Beast and Lifter Jack up at Trueborn. And it's just like we've never done anything to hurt anyone or we've never been rude, I don't think.
Yeah,
And it's just we're just having fun. I think the sport is supposed to be fun. It's nothing, it's never gonna be that serious, really. So that's what I don't like.
I feel you for sure. And then moving past that, in the sport, obviously you're one of the stronger kids in the state, body weight wise, dots wise. You're him. You're great. You're phenomenal. What inspires you to be at the level you are and continue training and to keep going and upping your level?
Um, just being competitive. I never wanna lose, like ever. So it's just trying to be the best, trying to keep growing more and more. Stronger I am, cooler I seem when I tell people my numbers, even in powerlifting or just regular people.
Hmm.
Um, it's just a competitive aspect. I never want to come in last or even second. So it's just, I guess I'm just running away from the fear of being mid.
I feel you. I feel
So
you.
I was so would you say that like this mindset, like did you adopt a lot of it from baseball, like your years of being a competitor in baseball? Like do you think that really carried over into powerlifting, like prepared you for these big moments in these big meets?
Yeah, for sure. Because I mean, in baseball, I was probably worse in baseball because I strike out, I get pissed. That's just like one thing in the game. But like, I definitely take a lot of things to heart. and I take it pretty serious to where if I do bad or I lose, it's never fun for me. And I've always been super competitive. And any sport I played, any board game, anything like that, like
Okay.
I always want to win. I'm a little bit of a hothead.
Yeah, well, I was gonna also ask, what do you when you're in the gym, what are you thinking about to like really lock you in? Because I feel like you said, you like to play around in the gym a lot, and but then whenever you got that PR squat, everything kind of gets a little bit more serious, like as you're getting under the bar. What's really going on in your head?
Yeah. Um, I find it pretty easy to lock in. Like if I need to lock in, I could be going the whole session, the whole stretching routine, making jokes, doing stuff, just messing around. And then in between like attempts, I could be messing around and stuff like that. And then it's just right when I step on the platform or start like putting my stuff on, then I'm like, okay, let me be serious for 30 seconds. And then like and just keep joking around. Like even at beats, it's nothing too serious. I don't even own headphones that work anymore. I haven't listened to like music in the gym besides like the speakers
Hmm.
in the past year and a half. So it's not really like it doesn't take anything to lock me in. It's just it's time to go and I'm ready. I just have
Okay.
that mindset.
So it's very, you have like that internal motivation. You're just like, hey, there's a job, I got to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Valid, valid, valid. And kind of on top of that, what are some of your like training habits? Like for most people, it's the same sort of music, or it's the same fit going into like squat. Like I squat in a certain fit, or like I do this before every lift, or I got to eat this before I go to the gym, or I won't feel good. I won't do the same. Do you have any like rituals or habits that you've created over the year and a half you've been in it?
Um, I try to eat the same meal before every time, just rice and then chicken or beef. That's usually my workout meal. But that's I had like an Easter dinner before my squats on Sunday, and that messed me up. So I'm gonna I'm gonna blame it on that, and I'm gonna keep sticking to that ritual because obviously it's working. But
Hmm.
that's the main thing. I never have the same fit because I never wash my clothes. Um, I don't listen to the same music. I don't do anything the same. I don't really have any superstitions ever. It's just
Hmm.
like, yeah, it's just like go in the gym and just do it. I don't know. I just never think. I don't know. I guess I'm weird like that. A lot of people have superstitions. I just never really have in baseball either.
Hmm. I got you. Yeah, baseball's huge on superstitions and rituals and not stepping on certain things or not doing something pregame or I don't know. It's usually huge on that.
Okay,
So that's
well,
crazy.
never step on the line.
Yeah, I mean
Never
that's
step on the line. I guess that's
obviously.
the only thing.
Yeah, for sure, for sure, for sure. And then we kind of mentioned a lot about baseball. Growing up, what were some inspirations that you had that made you want to chase being an athlete and excelling at baseball and now excelling at powerlifting? Like what makes you want to be a good at whatever you do? Is there a certain person or athlete that made you want to excel and exceed and be elite?
Um, I would have to say my family, pretty much. Growing up, I grew up with four older sisters. So I was the youngest, and they were all pretty athletic. They all played. Three of them played softball. All of them played lacrosse. All of them did gymnastics. So it was something like that. Like they've always been like super athletic. They've always been really good at their sport,
Yeah.
like all state, all region kind of stuff like that.
Yes,
And so
sir.
I watched that growing up. I was like, I mean, that's cool. I want to be cool like that. I want to be on a varsity sport. I want to be good. I want like people to come watch me. And so just growing up, I'd always want to be like the best. And I've always been a really good athlete in pretty much any sport I've played. So it's just like, let me pick baseball, the one I'm the best at, the one my height doesn't really affect the most.
Hmm.
And let's just be good at that one. So I guess my sisters mostly.
I got you. Valid for sure. And now looking inside the sport, you're in the 75 kilogram weight class. Obviously, at the top level, you have for a long while, Taylor Atwood leading it and being like one of the best athletes in the sport. Now you have Perkins being one of the probably the best powerlifter right now as far as performances go. Do you have them and other people that you look at in the sport that inspire you to be better and to chase something?
Yeah, for sure. Uh, I've seen what they've done as 75s, and it's like when I started lifting, I would have never imagined. I wouldn't even imagine I'd be where I am right now. And so right now, those numbers seem a little bit crazy. Like, and I've never say like, oh, I'm never gonna do that, just because you really never know. I never would have thought I would be lifting this much when I started.
Mhm.
I bet no one would, but it's just like you always got to keep working. I don't see like Taylor Atwood or Austin Perkins as like my enemies because I'm not on their level at all. I
Mhm.
just gotta slowly chip away, do my part, go in the gym every day, get better. And
Yeah,
then in a couple of years, we'll see where we're at. And then just keep doing that until I hang up the singlet.
got you, valid. And then is there any of these guys on YouTube or Instagram that you follow strictly and you kind of watch either their training all the time and kind of use that in your own workouts, or watch their YouTube videos to kind of get you locked in and feel more involved in the sport? Do you have any of those?
I'm actually crazy weird. I don't watch YouTube. I don't watch TV. I don't listen to music. I don't listen to podcasts. As most of the time, I guess it's just, on Instagram, people that I follow, stuff like that. I follow a few famous powerlifters like, Perkins, and then Gavin Adem. He's pretty cool. I don't follow a lot, but just people that I know and like around the state and stuff like that that I see lifting. I'm like, oh, they're doing pretty good too. That looks fun. Let me go to the gym and do something cool too. But yeah,
I got you.
nothing.
I
I don't
got you.
really watch famous people at all.
Valid, valid. And we kind of touched on it a second ago where you're like, I don't ever say I can't do anything. I just got to keep taking it day by day. But what are your dreams and aspirations to accomplish in powerlifting specifically? Like where do you want to be when you're finally satisfied? Like what are your overall goals, whether it's going to worlds, nationals, and podiuming here or there? Where do you want to be?
I would say a more short-term goal would be, senior year, Cnats, trying to top three, maybe even try to win, see who's in the class at that point. And then after that, going to worlds, that would be like insane. I didn't know what that
Mhm.
was until I started like actually powerlifting. And like that would be like probably like the main goal.
I got you. I got you.
Okay.
Yeah, Tony relates a little bit there.
I want to be
And then
like Tony.
where would you be if you never started powerlifting in general? Like where do you see your life being if you hadn't have found this little niche thing?
Ooh, if I never started powerlifting, I would probably be at a D3 baseball school or a school middle of nowhere you've never heard of, trying to play baseball just for a couple more years. Because my first couple years of high school, I was like, I mean, I'm pretty good at baseball. I really like it.
Mhm.
Um, and I was like, I want to do this in college. So, but then I started lifting junior year, and I was like, this is like kind of more fun. Like I don't have to listen to coaches yelling at me. I don't have to hit 90-mile-per-hour fastballs anymore. It's just like, and I'm like, I would say I'm better at powerlifting than I am at baseball, so I might as well just keep keep powerlifting. So I'd probably be playing baseball somewhere random and be miserable because everyone I know that's went to a small school was miserable.
Yeah,
But
valid, valid for
yeah,
sure. And then inside the sport, what level do you like keep up with? Like, do you obviously you probably watch nationals, probably watch worlds, or you keep up with your weight class in those. What level does that cutoff stop? Like, how high of a athlete do you have to like see is competing to watch a meet? He frozen.
Oh, that's a bad freeze.
That was a hard question, I guess, man.
Gee, dude, that freeze.
Big frozen. Let's
Oh, there he is. Are you
What's
back?
up, guys?
welcome
I
back.
cut out. So where do I have? What meet do I have to watch?
Or like what meet or what level of competition do you not watch? Or like what how much do you keep up with the sport as far as
Okay,
competition?
so pretty much any competition I know someone in, or like I'm close with someone, I'll watch that. Uh, State meets, like Georgia State meet, I watched that, some of that. Any national meet, pretty much. I'll probably watch high school Nats tomorrow. Um, Sheffield Worlds. I'm not I'm not crazy tapped in with powerlifting like the professional level, but I know a lot of people just because of talk and Instagram.
Yeah.
But I know more than the average folks. I like watching it. I don't think it's too boring, you know. It's cool to see people.
Got you for sure. And then now that you're at this point in your career, who can you look at, like not really on the big scale to get you in the sport, but like locally, like to get you this far, like your friends that kind of kept you in it or kept you striving? Who do you look for as inspirations locally to kind of, like you said, obviously your family inspires you to be better because they were great. But in powerlifting, you got a great environment being at Fit and at Southern with all them boys. Which of them boys keeps kind of tagging you on to want to be better?
I would say the OG person was probably Tony. You know,
We
he
hear that a
was the one
lot.
that got everyone into powerlifting pretty much. You know, him and EJ, the first couple months I was there, got me into it. And training with them for state was really fun. So they definitely made me fall in love with it. And then, all the people I train with now, like Sean Wally, Will, Jacob, Chris, they keep me going to the gym every day now because it's just fun. It's kind of like it's a hangout with a workout kind of thing. So it's fun. And Tristan, when he comes, but he's kind of been like blowing us off lately. I don't know what that's about. But
That's two
nah,
We
pods
were
in a
just talking
row.
about that, yeah.
I know,
Yeah.
yeah. But nah, and then when I go back home, Houston, Jackson, and Jackson, it's just pretty much just my friends that I work out with. It just makes it that much more fun.
So how many people that you grew up with are you still tight with in powerlifting? Because I know y'all all came from the same spot. How many of there are you?
From North Forsyth, me, Jackson Evans, Jackson Nicholson, Lifter Jack, Easton, Hunter, anyone else? I don't know if there's anyone else from North Forsyth. That's just from my school. Like it's pretty crazy
Mhm.
that many people are still locked in with the powerlifting stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah,
So how does that make you feel to know that like you got boys that have always been with you or been with you for a long time that kind of stuck into the same categories and y'all do the same thing, y'all have the same grinds. You write Lifter Jacks programs, y'all talk every day and check each other. Like, how does that feel to have that? Even like you have a nice community in powerlifting, but you have that smaller community of like, we're from the same hometown. We know we're always going to be kind of around each other when we go home, and you always have those people to fall back on. How does that feel?
no, yeah, it's really cool because I mean, anyone hits a lift, we send it to each other. We can talk about lifts or stuff we're thinking about, just in powerlifting or in anything. It's like it's like a friend group that is not based on powerlifting, but now like it's like a big part of it. So it's pretty cool to always have that. And we go to the gym over the summer, and then we go back to someone's house and just hang out, do other stuff. Just like just pretty cool. Just have all of them.
Very nice, very nice. And we're kind of gonna wrap things up. We're right at the 50-minute mark, which is, it flies by when you've been talking for a minute. But like to kind of wrap us up a little bit, what has powerlifting done for you? Like what do you feel like you've gained from being a powerlifter in terms of anything, like sense of accolades, what you've accomplished, or just a sense of you live your life better?
Yeah, I would say it helps me really schedule my day out just because, I mean, I kind of schedule everything around the gym. Wake up, go to class, come back, eat, sometimes take a little nap or do homework and then go to the gym and then back from the gym, just hang out with people or do some more homework and then go to sleep. So it's pretty much, it definitely gave me a structure. Whereas if I didn't go to the gym, I'd probably just sleep more, stay in my room more, stuff like that, which really isn't good. And then definitely eating because I'm like, I have to train today. I have to like let me get my meal in before 3 p.m. So like, yeah, it definitely helps my eating, my water intake, just my overall health and everything like that. Because I have to actually think about like variables if I want to
Yeah,
lift.
valid for sure. Valid for sure. And then our last three questions we ask everybody, we'll start it off with advice to a newer lifter. One of your boys is getting into the sport that wasn't already training. What's a piece of advice you would give them right off the bat to help them immediately grow or immediately gain something?
I would say just find other people that know a little bit more than you. If you can work out with them, go to the gym with them, work out with them. Bounce ideas off of them, ask them questions. No one in the gym is like gonna deny you an answer if you ask like a form tip or anything like that. Stuff like that. And then you actually just like have to like going to the gym if you're gonna make it a serious thing. If you don't love going to the gym, it's just gonna feel like a chore and it's never gonna be as fun. You're gonna stop going eventually and it's never gonna work out unless you actually just like it.
For sure, for sure. And then go into a mistake you've made that you would warn people not to make that would kind of either hurt them or slow them down unnecessarily.
I would say just eat food as much as the first 3 years of lifting. I would say just eat as much food as you can. Like you're gonna be lifting, it's gonna be new to your body. Like you're gonna need fuel to get you through that stuff. And if you keep gaining weight, you're gonna be making crazy progress, and you're gonna end up at a better point than if you tried to cut too early or like stay at the same weight. So I there was like a point right before I came to college. I was sitting around like 168, 160, like 170, and I was like, I'm a little bit chunky. Like let me cut to like 155. But I was still trying to like power lift at that point. So it made like my lifts were horrible for a little bit. And now eventually a couple months I was like, why am I doing this? Like I want to be stronger, not look good. So I just kept eating and it's worked out. I mean, I eat whatever I want right now. And it's just like I'm stuck at 75, so I'm good with that. So just eat. Just eat.
Valid, valid, valid for sure. And then last thing is the technique tip. On either of the three lifts, just one thing that could be as simple as moving your feet in one direction or bracing specifically for a purpose or just whatever, anything that you've kind of implemented in your past that has given you a little bit of a boost.
I would say I'm pretty much squat and deadlift. The main thing for me, I've always had it down for squat, but deadlift I'm just like now figuring out. Just point your toes where they want to go, like where your knees want to go. Because if you try to point your toes out too much, or your knees are gonna cave or too close, and your hips are just opening up, it's never gonna work out. Just let your body create your form. That's pretty much like the main thing. Like your body is programmed to you. It works in a special way. Like you're not like anyone else. Don't try to replicate anyone's specific form. Just find your own form and let it happen naturally, I would say. Whatever feels the best, you're probably gonna be the strongest in.
How would you say you get your arch so big?
Hey.
You know how.
All right, bro.
Nah, bro. So there's actually a crazy story. It's not actually that crazy. I don't know why I said that. But at Trueborn, it was really busy during the summer. So I was waiting for a rack to bench. And then I hopped on one of the foam rollers and I was just chilling there on my phone, like looking up for like 30 minutes waiting for a rack. And one still didn't open up. I was just like laying on the foam roller. And that day, literally my bench session before that, compared to that day, my arch doubled. And I was like, yo, what? Like that. I went back and looked at the video. I was like, I do not normally do this. Like, what just happened? And then I just kept doing that. I kept rolling on the foam roller more, before I benched and stuff like that. And my arch just kept getting better. My leg drive got better, and my bench blew up like 60 pounds after that. And I was like, okay, pretty cool. But yeah, just
Valid.
I don't know. Foam roller is magic.
Yeah, use the magic. But yeah, you got any shout outs to throw out there?
Shout out Will. He's naked in my bed right now. Just kidding, guys.
Prove it.
Will, Easton,
Nice.
Will, Easton, Lifter Jack, Jackson Evans, Jacob Hickman, Can't Do Cardio Chris, Tristan Graham, Jules Lifting, Sean Watley, Hunter Galbraith, Shadera, Corny Anderson, Tony, Avery, Eli, EJ, Gage. Oh, now I'm just going crazy. Nabil,
What the fuck?
Shout out to me.
75 kg. He actually commented on my post, so shout him out because I see him watching me. He'll probably watch the podcast once I post it on my story. But nah, bro, anyone I've ever worked out with, shout out Ashton Pasquale for getting me into lifting. And then that's it.
Facts. Plug your socials again. You kind of mentioned it earlier, but replug them.
You know me, Jay-Z pumps, not jizz pumps, Jay-Z pumps. A
Jizz
couple people think
pumps.
it's jizz pumps, and that's a little bit crazy.
That's Jizzlot.
Yeah, Jay-Z pumps. It's just my first and last initials, and then pumps because pumps.
Yeah, for sure. And then a word to the
Okay,
ops
bro.
going into Cnats.
I'm coming. And nothing's gonna stop me except for a condom.
All right.
Okay.
Sorry, bro. Sorry.
No,
You're
it was
good,
good.
you're
It was good.
You guys want to
You're
see
good.
my abs?
No,
Before we go.
we don't need this. Congratulations. All right, that's enough.
Yeah, dude, you're looking a little puffy there, bro.
Yeah, you
So
look a little
ops.
bulky.
So ops. You guys, if you guys beat me, just know that I have abs, even though most of you guys probably have abs. But I'm hot. And
All right, we get it, kid. All right.
He's getting a little overstimulated, man. A
All right,
little
let's
excited.
wrap this up before it gets a little bit too sexual. All right, so it's been about 55 minutes. You've been an easy guest, nice and easy, really easy to talk to you, really easy to get this far. Phenomenal. Glad to have you on. We appreciate you spending some of your time on here. This is going to be a great pod. Everyone's going to love to listen to it. Everyone loves you. You're phenomenal. Peace out.
yeah.